Hey y'all, back to hang out a little bit more. Yeah, I appreciate you. Boy, I got a mess. Check this out. Got this thing in my barn. Well, quick story. I always want some kind of two-seater off the road go-kart for me and the 5-year-old. She loves to ride the lawnmower and sits on my lap, that's a really sweet time for me and her. She always kisses me and holds my hand and all that. So anyhow, this popped up on the Facebook or marketplace thingy, and it happened to be a guy I know. Nice guy. I really like Steve. Anyhow, he posted it, certain dollar amount, engine froze, locked up. He was right, it was locked up. So, made a deal with him. Of course, I don't have a trailer, and being intuitive as he is, he said, well, I also have a trailer that, so we made a deal. I bring it home. After a couple of days, I thought, well, I'm gonna turn on this here thingamajiggy right here that's hooked to the crank and see if I can turn it. It wouldn't turn. So, like a good technician I am, took this front cover off, thinking, well, starter could be jammed, there could be something going on that I don't know about, and the nuts right there on the flywheel would be the best place to pry on or turn on or whatever. So I get it off, won't turn by hand. I put a screwdriver on the teeth of the flywheel. This is electric start. And it kind of went, eh. So I grabbed it, turned it by hand, stopped solid. I thought, oh my gosh, probably got a broke rod or something's going on blocking it. So I rotated it the other way and ding, stopped again. So I looked down, and I kind of wish I had took video. There is pictures that maybe I'll try to post right here. It's a weighted flywheel, so there's little voids in the flywheel. There's a coil on each side. Well, it so happened that somebody years ago worked on this thing, had lost a 10mm socket. 1/4 inch drive is about that long, and it fell behind that cover. Fell in one of those voids, and as it would go around, it would hit things like the coils. So that night, I had it turning over like a champ. The next day, throw some gas in the carburetor. There you go. It's running. Put a gas tank on it. Just kind of a temporary sort of deal. The other gas tank was leaking. I got a fuel pump for it I haven't put on yet, and that one's probably okay. Right here. This one here. It's a fuel pump. So, I've already worked on the brakes, and probably the best money I've spent here recently. Now that old thing, if you can see it, that's a lot of fun too. But boy, this thing's got some issues, and I'm kind of limping it along for a while till winter, because every time I come home, Lily wants to ride the go-kart. We ride her around the yard. We got 3 acres. We got some room. We got some room. There's the yard way over there. So we have a blast in it. So I'm kind of piddling it along, trying to my best to keep it safe. I fixed the brakes because they were all froze up. But that's the story on that deal. I'm not going to bore you guys too much with the mechanicals of all that. A little beat up on the front end, so I got to get the quarter power out, do some repairs here and there. But hey, these tires, they're dry rotted, but it's a big ball of fun. I'm really glad I did it. And again, Steve, if you're watching this, I sure appreciate you, buddy. It's a good guy. So, yeah, a mess. Tools all around my beer cooler. Stuff everywhere. There's tools over on that side just from thrashing on this just to make things go so we can ride a couple laps. This is sort of a before picture. I'm getting this Chevy frame out back, getting it out of the way, get things cleaned up, so I can kind of work on this and be able to walk around and work on that, kind of back and forth. I got my gravel project going on. Well, see, there's some new gravel. That's from a couple weeks ago. I got another 3 ton to spread by hand right through there. Then I'm going to do 53s on the whole, you know, the original driveway. And then little parking spots off the side, you know, just to, I've got stuff happening. I've got cars coming over here. I got to have a place to put them. There's a father-in-law's old dump truck. It's not a dump truck, it's more of a landscaping truck. But anyway, that's a dump bed, and you know, it's a rock at a time. That's what it takes. So anyway, after I get this done, I'll show you guys when I'm done how clean it looks, and I think my point for showing you guys all this is I could have cleaned it all up and started videos, but I think it's important that some people, most of my buddies that watch this stuff, they know what it's like. Try to get a project done. Try to get something done and deal with real life and have messes and not have enough room. I think some people watch this wanting to know what it's like to work on a 57 Chevy, to do a 2-door conversion, to put the trunk pan in, to do some body work. When you're a normal Joe like you and I are, there's stuff in the middle that you can't control, that you got to deal with. You know, a lot of times it's kids. Kids are the best problem to have in my book. So, and wives too, good wives like I got. So I'll get all this cleaned up and I'll show you later how it turned out. Just wanted to see how crappy it was before I started. Well, I had to move it. Might as well take her for a little spin. I don't know how much of this I can do one-handed. But I'll try. Like I'm 10 years old again. I love the sunsets out here. Well, I've got that load of gravel spread out. I'm a tired puppy. It's a little thin back there, but it'll be fine. We'll put some recycled asphalt from about the front of that bumper back and then over to the side. Or a lawnmower sit, a trailer could sit, probably a camper. And there's the 57 frame, got her out of there last night. Yeah, got a little bit of a leak in this thing. Axle seal. Of course you can't get them. And I don't know if it's an actual seal or an O-ring or what's going on, but probably next week take this thing apart. Can't get parts for it, but maybe I can come up with a seal or wire it out so a seal will fit, or I don't know. We'll come up with something. I think it's okay other than that, if I can keep it full of fluid. Yeah, it's a little cleaner. Got the porta power out and fixing the little thing with Bob over there is bent, kind of a kingpin situation. So I got that straightened out. Seems like it steers a lot easier, and probably might have to do a little alignment on it. I don't know. Well, let me clean this mess up, get that cleaned up, get the tools cleaned up behind the Chevy. Let's get back on the Chevy. All right. So, damn. Looking pretty rough, aren't I? I'm gonna have to clean up my act. Anyhow, our next little problem here. We got a tail panel that goes from point A to point B, kind of like I explained earlier maybe. Got the lead melted out. Of course there's holes all in here, and I could probably make this, but what I need to do also is, behind this is some missy stuff not there. I thought, well, it saved myself some time. I get one of those. Now it's pretty expensive for me to just use this bottom section, probably right about here, but that's what it's going to be. So if anybody needs this top section right here, from here up, might make you a deal. Anyway, let me decide where I'm going to cut this out. Got spot welds right through here. I got spot welds right through here, and just kind of take a chunk out. Leave what back is there so I can go ahead and fix that while it's out. Do the same on the other side, and hopefully we'll get the tail panel in there and the trunk will still shut. All that good stuff. So let's see where I get, and I'll turn you back on. Well, don't look too good from here. Well, it does look good, but it's not, you know. Of course, this was wrecked, and I straightened all that out, so that could be why this is funky. But we got this on the corner here. This on the, well, it's kind of needs to go that way. Well, look at that. So I'm probably going to tack it, work it down, and hopefully it ends up where it should be here. It's possible, probably not. I'll probably have to cut it and splice it and move it around. But at least we got all this made. I just took a flat piece of metal, clampy, pushed it over here up into where I wanted it, and cutting butt down through it and beat it down where it needs to go. It doesn't have to look pretty inside here. It never did from the factory. I mean, look at all this, you know. So I'll get that. I'll get this some paint or something on here for now, and yeah, it's a lot of work. Well, it's the next weekend, so I did kind of off camera try to get a jump start. In other words, not expecting too much more good as the other side was. It was just I don't know. I think I can make it work. Got a little piece to make right here. And I'll show you when I'm done. While I'm getting ready to weld that. Here, let me show you. Something like that. Pretty near. Alright. I'll get back with you. Nice camera stand, tripod thing, whatever it's called. Well, got this one in. Not really super proud of myself in this one, but hey, I'll make it work. Didn't have to slice it here, but I did over there. I don't know. It's the way I cut it, where I put it. I don't know. Messed with the trunk and made sure she's square in the hole of the body and everything's kind of there. Of course, I've just got this tail pan sitting here. It's going to be sharp. You can see where it's sharp right here. It's the same on the other side, so I'll have to probably put a slice in here, tap it down, weld it up. It's about the same. So anyhow, we'll just leave her tacked in. I did have to slice here because this point to this point is smaller than here. I don't know. Okay. Anywho, this panel and this panel both have these underlapping joints, so you could, I don't know, I think one would stay on top, or they get together and make the parts the same. I don't know. It lines right up with the indentation of this piece. So there's your overhang. I don't know, whatever. What I think I'll do, same deal here. What I'll do is I'll mark this. I'll cut both sides of this panel, hammer and dolly this flat as I can. This is all going to get body work anyway, and then just lay it in there and butt weld it. Of course, you can see this. You know, does one go inside the other, or what? I'm not sure. So I'll just beat her down and make it, you know, match up. All right, let me get that done. Get it tacked in. Make sure I'm okay with everything. So far, I'm okay. Then we'll weld her all up, grind it down, and see a finished product. But let me get this tacked in. See how that goes. See if I can get those flat. I don't know. Oh. Well, we got her on there. We kind of skipped ahead and trying to get stuff done, all that, you know. It's pretty decent. Of course, none of this fit well with this. This was this much taller than this, so I had to bring this up, bring this down, and it worked out. Same on the other end. Of course, I'm touching here in the corners, kind of from where I want to be, so I got to slice that and bring that down, just right through here on both sides. But it's a little wide here in the middle, so it isn't the end of the world, but it needs to go up. It's pretty, this way it's pretty good. So what my plan is now, to bring this up where it needs to be, and I don't have this welded under here yet. I've got trouble with clearance here. It's lower than it should be. Imagine that. Trunk floor is lower by just enough. And I've already bent it up so it holds it kind of where it needs to be, but it needs to be a little higher. So what I plan on doing is trunk latchy striker mount plate thing goes in here. So I'll get this where I want it, then weld this in. Of course, it has to be where it lines up with the latch, and then hopefully this will hold this position where it should be. Then I'll worry about this. It's going along. We'll have this thing on the side the next couple weeks, if not earlier. That'll be a fun project, but that'll be a different video. I'll get back with you. Well, there it is. It's on there. I've got my trunk gap pretty good. Latch and little bracketry. I've got to put my little dowel pin hole locator thing. I've got it cleaned up in 415. I need to weld it right here, but other than that, I mean, it latches. Now it's kind of dark and the lighting sucks, but you know, once you get the body on the frame and see where everything's at, then I'll worry about cutting and slicing or whatever I've got to do to make it how I want. Of course, the trunk, I might get another trunk lid. Oh, there we go. Use the old Kentucky key. Show you what it looks like underneath. Now I'll doll up these spot welds, of course, when I got it on its side, and get everything else all redone and cleaned up. This will get all ground down and welded where it needs to be. And I'm probably going to make me a custom panel to put in there. I don't think I'm going to use the spare tire well though I think it's pretty cool. Any kind of spare tire I'd have on this thing just won't fit in there anyway. So I don't know. I'll make up something there, put some ribs in it, or cross rib, something by hand, some kind of Kentucky. I say Kentucky, I can say that. Most of my dad's family, all of it actually, is from Kentucky and Tennessee, so I can say that, you know. Part of my upbringing. So anyway, we'll do that, and we'll have the body on its side for the next video. That should be fun. And listen, I appreciate you guys watching, commenting. If you're just come across this, subscribe. Go look at my other videos. I'm not going to say they're all as fun as this one. There's some that are funner. But give her a shot. Give it a look. I sure appreciate you guys watching and hanging out with me. We'll hang out with you next time. See ya. I don't look half bad. You know, I got to still grind all this, but man, that's I like fabricating and welding. It's the grinding part I hate. We'll get that done off camera. That's just boring. I'll show you though when I'm done. And geez. All right. Go kart.